is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a Mash and Drum Whiskey Wednesday night. I said I was not going to go live, but here I am because I can't quit you. I can't say no. I totally started this week after coming back from the Blitz after just an epic weekend of trying a crazy amount of bottles, bourbon events, and whiskey tasting, and everything else in between. I said I was going to give myself a week off, but yeah, it just feels weird if I don't go live on Wednesdays. I don't know. Plus, I had a pretty epic haul from Blitz Week with the help of some friends, some fellow Blitzers. And I feel like with this time of year, with so much shit coming out, for those of you out there that trust my palate and need some guidance, I want to be able to provide that guidance. So, yeah, I'm tired, but I'm powering through tonight. We're going to rip open some really cool bottles. Beam just coming through with more shit for us to try. So it's going to be a pretty fun night. We also have the new Woodford Rye. We have the new Found North, just a bunch of stuff to taste through. Small sips, pace ourselves, and we'll make it a night. What is going on, everybody? Nice to see you. Yeah, Whiskey Habit, I'm not going to lie. Your guilt trip kind of worked on me. It really did. Whiskey Habit's like, oh, just, 400 or 500 people just going to be disappointed after you don't go live. I'm like, okay, I get it. That worked. So if you really want to thank someone, thank Whiskey Habit. Oh, man. All right, let me say hi to some folks here in the chat already. People coming in. Love it. JG is here. What's up, JG? Nice to see you and Krista at the Blitz. John Bornick is here. Came to check out the thumbnail. Insane lineup tonight. Yeah, it's going to get a little crazy. What's up, Travis? I already miss you, big guy. Nice to see you at the Blitz. Diego G is here. Matt's Palace, third week of furlough call for Russell's Reserve 15. So damn good. Got damn good. I agree. Russell's 15. Robert Reed is here. Nice lineup tonight. Made another live stream. Cheers. Nice to see you, Robert, again. Let's see. Drums and Drams is here. Got to know what Jason thinks of the William Heaven Hill 19. Cam, we got to try it at the Blitz. It's pretty special. It's a special whiskey. Now, there's been some other high-aged Heaven Hills that have hit the market. So I haven't had too many of those. I've had a couple samples of those, and I think it's kind of on par. There might be some differences there, but from what I tasted, I was a huge fan. Nice to see you, Cam. Jason Crude is here. What's up, buddy? Tim Uncut Hensley, some good drops today. Giggly Bits Fritters here. Can't wait to hear thoughts on the Hardin's Creek. We just did them Monday. Sandeep Cheem is here. We got the Uncut Hensley is here. What's up, Tim? Nice to see you, man. Sandeep Chima is here. John Legalbo. Let's see. We got Phil is here. Slapshot. Nice to see Brian here. Got to see him and his wife, the Blitz. Good to see you as always. Joey B. Cheers, friends. Thank you for a great time with the great friends, the Bardstown Blitz. Joey B. Yeah, we had a hell of a time. Truman is here. Jeepman 103. He got his 10-year hill today. Let's see here. Andrew Bergstrom got a rare character 10K in the Glen. Got some good Dusty Funk for a 10-year. Love that. Smoking Firewater. Maurizio Pastanis is here, starting with some JB Winter Reserve. Dude, that Jim Beam Winter Reserve is kind of a nice bottle. I don't care how cheap it is. It's actually pretty delicious. WV Whiskey is here. Great review on the 10-year hill. Yeah, I just figured I wanted to get that sample reviewed as soon as I could. I know a lot of people would be asking about it since people are already posting on secondary today. The comments already started. Must be nice to get sample bottles. I got to start a YouTube channel to get samples. Well, I mean, look, it is what it is. You put in the work, you get samples. Cheers, everyone. Just watch Ace Review 10-year here. Can't wait. In the meantime, starting out tonight with some Beacon. That's not bad. A-Brod is here. Anthony Locklear. Let's see here. That's me. Smoking Firewater's here. Little Barry. Got to see you also at the Blitz. Nice to see you as well, Little Barry. Mark Hoyle is here. Top Jimmy. William Wiley. We missed you this year, buddy. Hopefully next year we see you. Patrick Grelick is here. Bird's Eye Bourbon is here. What's going on? Cheers for Fears. I love it. Let's see. Stephen F. Great JD review coming in from you from a stone's throw away from the Nautical Mile in Freeport. That is where I grew up, man. Stephen F. I grew up in Freeport. Spent many a Many young teenage nights at the Nautical Mile. That place has changed so much, man, but I love it. Kyle Smith is here. What's going on? I know I'll never see one of those 15K Tanyard Hill bottles. Rees Mash, Hardin's Creek Owl in the glass tonight. Look, I'm just in time for once. Kenneth Clark, GW Gamble, Connoisseur Cigar Eric. Nice to see him at the Blitz too. Same with Mr. Gamble, Christian Mojica, and a bunch more people coming in. EJ is here. Say hi to MJ and Bella and Lily, the whole family. Phil Ori's here. Yeah, we got an Oakley here. I know we were kind of making fun of that bottle not too long ago, but I got to borrow that from a local buddy of mine here, my buddy Rob, who got that bottle, and he dropped that off at my. I'm like, dude, I think it might be kind of cool to open that thing up after we made fun of that awful marketing that is Oakley Spirits. So yeah, we'll get into that tonight too. Why not? And I'm not going to judge it. I'm just going to judge it fairly, just based on what the whiskey's in the bottle. We'll see how it is. Brian Newton, Randall Erickson. What's up, Randall? What's up, partner? Bourbon Politico is here. Brad Tang. Oh shit, Bruzel's in the house. You got to do more than just start a YouTube channel and get some samples like that. Exactly, Bruzel. You got to put in the work, like I always say. Was hoping you review the old Overholt 12 year, says Molly. The old Overholt 12 year. Did I get that? Did that come out last year? I feel like I got that. Don't let us down, Jason. I need spicy reviews, as Joe Unfiltered. Gonna drink those Hardin's Creek alongside you, still on stage. Yeah, we're gonna break into that pretty quick. We already have 300 people in the chat. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. If you can, please hit that like button below while you're hanging out. Definitely helps the channel. Still trying to grow the channel. Nice to see Bruzel here. Bruzel, I've heard like a couple times you've been in Columbus. You gotta tell me when you're in Columbus, dude. We'll love to just hang out and talk whiskey. That's all. They dropped it today, and if you don't know someone who works there, forget it. I'm a nobody, says Travis Robeson. 12 is supposed to be this year. Yeah, I haven't seen it that year. Anybody that was at the Blitz that got to go to Jim Beam, was the old Overholt 12 year there? I never heard anybody say it was there. Nathan Jurgensen, congrats on 101K, 101 being the best bourbon number. Yeah, true. Bruzel says, sorry, I was just there once for that festival earlier this year. I was told that you would be there, so didn't reach out. My fault. Yeah, man, just always reach out. Kits at Whiskey Side is here. Man, so just a quick recap of the Blitz. Had an amazing time with everybody. We had about 127 people there. It was a nice group. We had the event at Heaven Hill that had its challenges, but overall, they did their best to make it as best as they could. The nighttime trip into the Rick House with the desserts was really cool. We got to do a fill your own bottle of our barrel pick that we did. Also, as a bonus, which I didn't know it was there, they still had the Elijah Craig barrel proof rye that was there. The Y725 batch. This rye is so ridiculously good. So the fact that we got to fill our own of this one while we were there was incredible. We're going to crack this open tonight because I want to compare it to the Woodford one and just see how different it is. And also Bernie Lubber was there, had a nice night with him, but the bottle share at the end of the night after we got back was just incredible. So then the next day on Saturday, we were over at the Trail Hotel, beautiful new hotel in Bardstown. And we invited about 9 or 10 different brands in there, to pour some whiskey for some folks. Penelope, Driftless Glen, Larrikin. We had Cedar Ridge. We had Dark Arts. Old Glory, who I featured on this channel, was a huge favorite amongst many people. We also had McBrayer was there, McBrayer Spirits. So Bill McBrayer, thanks for coming. We had Pursuit Spirits was there. Kenny was there for a couple hours. It's great to see him too. We had a blast. It was so much fun to see even the other brands trying each other's samples to try them out and taste them and see what they liked and what they didn't like. It was just a cool spot to be in. It kind of was a nice cherry on top for the weekend. We're hoping to expand on that a little bit next year, maybe get some other new brands in for everybody to try. So yeah, if you guys missed it this year, we're going to be doing it next year again. I've already started looking at venues, believe it or not, because I can't stop, won't stop. So Jason, no review on the Unity. Was it that bad? I'm kidding. No, I mean, yeah, I guess I could review the You know what? I'll do a short on the Unity. I wasn't that impressed with it at first, but I think Unity, again, and I preach this a lot, it's one of those whiskeys where it's better on its own. If you start comparing it with other ones that are heavier on the oak, heavier on the age, it could fall a little bit flat. Because with the Unity, yes, they say that there's some 34-year-old bourbon in it, but you only really catch it on the very end of the finish. You don't really feel it throughout. So if you're having something a little bit of a higher proof or bigger profile, you're not going to really taste it. You're really just going to kind of taste the younger whiskey that's in that blend, at least to me. Yeah, Nathan. Yeah, Unity is very nuanced. If you have something very powerful next to it, it's just going to fall flat. Where's that Tanyard? The Tanyard Hill's right here. I still have the sample over here. Well, I'll grab it once I move some shit out of the way. I can't get beyond the little book box. It's like friggin' 8 feet tall. Yeah, Jephthah Creed next year for the Blitz. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah, the Kitsap Still Austin Rye is so good. It's a berry bomb. I love it. FYI, the Hardin's Creek needs a few hours to open up. Was not that great on first crack, but now super good, says Reesmash. All right, we'll let them pour out here a little bit. Was out of the country when my crew went to Heaven Hill for a pick. Hosted by Max himself. I missed the BP Rye and Max. Oh man, that sucks, Birdseye. Okay. So my first bottle tonight that I'm going to be tasting is this guy. This is the new Riff Red Turkey Wheat, and got some have a little bit of background on this. New Riff continues their exploration of heirloom grains with one of the great traditions of Kentucky whiskey, wheated bourbon. Departing from their usual high rye bourbon mash bill, return to red turkey wheat, an heirloom variety grown in the American Midwest, not bred for yield, but for flavor. A classic 19th century grain, red turkey wheat brings out a soft, sweet profile to this wheated bourbon. This is 70% corn, 25% red turkey wheat, 5% malted barley, aged at least 5 years, and it is 100 proof. So let's try this one. Anybody have this bottle? Anybody tried it? You know, I gotta say, in comparison to like a Maker's Mark or Red Turkey wasn't there, John. Nah, that sucks. Yeah, in comparison to Maker's Mark and maybe some other wheaters, yeah, I gotta say it's not as wheat forward to me. It's definitely, it doesn't give me that grassy note that I'm so sensitive to with wheated bourbons. Palate didn't have the gusto for me. Well, again, I mean, 100 proof, you're not going to expect it to completely blow your mind out of the water. But all right. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Let's start what's going to be a fun night here. Cheers. Here we go. This is definitely a more fruit forward wheater, which I like. I like getting fruit, especially on wheated bourbons. I feel like it's something that other wheated bourbons tend to miss when they get towards that more that I don't know, that bale of hay profile, the wheated profile where it's kind of bready. This is more orange lemon zest coupled with a little bit of maybe a little bit of a strawberry. Yeah, second sip, this thing just goes real easy. Easy sipping. Little bit of spice on the back end, not a lot. It definitely gives you some baking spice, especially on the very end of it, but it really stays even keel. Yeah. Yeah, it's got some darkness to it. I just wish it lasted a little longer. But it does have a sneaky long finish to me. I think where this makes its money here is the finish on this. The finish is dark. It's the fruit gets a little bit darker versus what you get in the front of the palate, and then you get a little bit more of like that baking spice heaviness, and there's a nice black pepper that sits there and lingers. But the front and mid palate, I feel like the bourbon moves a little bit too quick. I want it to grip the palate a little bit more. Just not doing that. It's got a nice texture. It's a little bit velvety. But I think I agree with the comment. I do wish this punched a little bit more. The best part of this whiskey is the finish on it. It's great. The finish is great for wheated bourbon. But again, when you're talking about creating a 100 proof wheated bourbon, I don't think people should go in expecting for this to smack them in the palate. I just think this is a little bit more refined. I really like this variety of wheated bourbon. This kind of reminds me a little bit of like that Ben Holiday type of profile, where it's a little bit sweeter, not as grain forward, and I kind of dig that. Jason, that's that hat and shoe game. Always Jason's hat and shoe game, always on point. Adam Shelton, that's right. Is the mouthfeel thin? I think it takes a little bit, Reese. I feel like you do get a nice little mouthfeel on this. I do feel like it's got a nice oily mouthfeel for 100 proof for sure. Is it like super thick? No, but for 100 proof, I do feel like it's got a nice mouthfeel for it. How does it compare to the Ben Holiday and soft red wheat? Yeah, Travis, I just mentioned that. I think it's along the same lines, but I think this is more citrus forward than the Ben Holiday. With the Ben Holiday, I get more like cream soda in those wheaters. Jason, is there a wheated rye whiskey? Yes, there is. Larrikin makes it. Larrikin out of Kentucky makes it, and I really dig it. I think it's one of the most unique things that I've tried. I feel like a wheated rye is going to be one of those love it or hate it type of whiskeys. People will get really into it. People might not like it, but I love what Larrikin made with that. So if you want to try a wheated rye whiskey, look up Larrikin. They have one, and it's pretty damn good. Sean Ortega, I think this is a wide release. I don't think this is a distillery only, because I remember seeing these in other stores. Now, I don't know if anything changed this year with it, but yeah. Yeah, Bruzel, the folks from Larrikin are awesome. Larrikin came to our event on Saturday, and they were amazing. They have a very interesting cigar blend that's really unique. Everybody was digging that. Grabbed a bottle of that. Thanks to Blake Benson, who went to a local store and grabbed as much as he could. But yeah, Larrikin is a great up-and-coming brand for everybody to be paying attention to. One of those to add to the list. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, I dig this one. I don't mind it at all. I'm trying to think of, I think it does remind me of Ben Holiday. Ben Holiday, and, it's definitely not Makers. It's not Bardstown. But yeah, the more you drink this, the easier it gets. So if you're a wheated bourbon fan, you like something that, dare I say the word, smooth, that's gonna be one that you're gonna want to pick up. It's good. New Riff just killing it. I love what they do with the heirloom grains. I still think my favorite rye is that Balboa rye. Well, that's not true. Other than that sherry finish rye that they make, that is just ridiculously good. It's like rye candy. I think the Balboa rye might be my second favorite. Okay. Let's have some water. Keep it up. Got New Riff single barrel rye in the glass. Love New Riff. Yeah, me too, man. Love New Riff. Let's see here. I just got all 3 Hardin Crease. Too interested to see your reactions. I've only opened the Beaver so far. All right, yeah, we're gonna dive into that here shortly. That's gonna be next. Knicks up 9, but yeah, go Knicks, baby. It's that time of year. Just because the Knicks broke out my these are the Kobe Total Oranges, and while Kobe didn't play for the Knicks, I still wanted to wear a little orange and blue tonight to support my Knickerbockers. I'm holding out for the Beaver jokes. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Eric Ellis? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Gary Franchises here. Richie Z. Not to get political at all, have you tried any of the Tears of the Left? Is that a real bourbon? Is that a real whiskey? If it is, I don't know what it is. Orange. Let's see here. Okay. Let's get into these Hardin's Creeks, because I've been dying to try these. So with the help of a couple of one main whiskey friend, you know who you are in the chat. Thank you so much for picking these up for me. So here's the story on these Hardin's Creeks, these new ones. So as you can see, and let me grab the, sorry, I got to turn the bottle cam on. As you can see, we have a brand new, I guess, departure of bottle design. I've been joking around saying that this looks a little bit like tequila now. And yeah, here they are. So that is the Hardin's Creek Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey from Warehouse G. Now this is the Owl. You can see 11 years. And these are about, I think, 150 each, about 150 each. So now I think, now let me just, I feel like the Owl, Beaver, and Owl has to do with the height within the rick house, with the mushroom being the low, the Beaver being mid, and the Owl being high up, which makes sense. But I just want to confirm that. So Hardin's Creek, the brainchild of 8th generation master distiller Freddie No, originally launched, well, okay. Jacob's Well, a blend of 15 to 16-year-old liquid, and Colonel J.B. and Beam, a very young 2-year-old whiskey to show the contrast. Following that, the brand pivoted to a trio of 17-year-olds, each with distilled at the same time, with the same mash bill, matured at different production sites, part of the great James B. Beam Distilling Company. All right, the relaunch is sort of a riff on the concept. The first release is another trio of bourbons, each aged for 11 years and bottled at 110 proof, but matured in a specific warehouse to showcase how different aging locations affect flavor. The 3 whiskeys are as follows. Mushroom was aged on a single floor in Warehouse R, which has no windows to allow in sunlight. Beaver was aged in Warehouse W, a 5-floor warehouse that the brand says is generally humid, and Owl was aged in Warehouse G, a 9-story warehouse that is one of the few remaining that is that tall. Each bottle has a newly designed label featuring a representation of its name, part of what the brand is calling the creation of a new world for Hardin's Creek. Both are variants and flavors, and both are about $150 a piece. So it'll cost you about 400, was that 450 to get all of them, right? 150, 153. Yeah, 450 to get all 3. That's crazy. Okay. So no one likes a humid beaver. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. All right, let's pour this out. I'm going to go in order here. Here's the Owl. This is the, here's the Beaver. And here is the Mushroom. All right, so as you guys heard, they're all 11 years. They're all 110 proof, just different aging locations and different rick houses. So I was wrong in my assumption. I thought these were all in the same warehouse with different levels, but these were different rick houses. So, all right, Mushroom, Beaver. Actually, let me show you guys each bottle here. All right, so here's the Mushroom. Kind of a psychedelic look. There you go, from Warehouse R. There's the Mushroom label. Here's the Beaver. Okay. And then, of course, which we just saw, the Owl. So here's the Owl. I kind of dig the Owl art. I mean, I don't know. Just looks kind of cool. All right. The label tells a story, says Mark Emanecker. Got that Goldfinch sample lurking. Yep, we're going to try that too. Might crack open that Heaven Hill 19. Dear Lord. Okay. It's a lot of stuff. All right. I'm just going to kind of move these to the side because these are taller and in my way. All right. Now, color-wise, they all look pretty equal. I'm looking in the camera here to see if anything looks different. They look pretty equal. That Beaver is yeasty. Come on, man. You can't. Making me read. I swear, you guys put this shit in the chat hoping I'll read it, and yeah, then that happens. Well done, Bourbon Engineer. Well done. They pulled a fast one with is it 700 milliliter bottles? As if I can read this shit. Yes, it is 700 milliliters. Yeah, I feel like Beam is. I'm telling you, I think they're on mushrooms over at Beam. I love Beam, but man, are they just I've said it before. They just love switching brand, packaging, product names, brand extensions. It's crazy. Okay, so first one. This is the mushroom, and it's pretty beamy. I kind of get like that nutty, almost cardboardy kind of smell in the nose. Now again, this might have to open up a little bit more. We'll go back through it. Let's see here. We need some M&D readers. Yeah, I tried on some readers at the Blitz, and I figured out that I do need readers. Have samples of these on the way. Everyone says Owl is best, I think, but interested to see what you end up with on top. Yeah, me too. Everyone I've talked to has said the Owl is best. So we'll see. All right, I'm just going to go off the noses here. Let's go to the Beaver. Oh, definitely a different experience here on the Beaver. This is sweeter. The Beaver is sweeter. I feel like this is where you get a little bit of that Beam nuttiness, but it's a little bit on the. This is where you get like the honey. You get a little twinge of a citrus peel in this one. I'm not really getting that in the mushroom. I did not snag the VVS on Saturday, Cookie Cats. The last thing I want to do was go back to Heaven Hill and wait online. I got the Heaven Hill 19, and I was just damn happy with that. So, okay. Nose on the Owl. Yeah, the nose on the Owl would probably be my favorite here. The nose on the Owl has like this creme brulee note that's on it. Lots of vanilla. Maybe even like a little butterscotchy note on it. Maybe. These were at the Jim Beam Distillery in Bardstown. They were all there, all three of them. Yeah, the beaver memes are just gonna make themselves. Didn't we make a beaver last week? Where did that beaver go? I think I deleted the beaver. I think wasn't it like a beaver in a hazmat suit? I think I got rid of it. Okay. Okay, the mushroom coming in at 110 proof. Trying to see what the mushroom kind of reminds me of. So at 110 proof, the mushroom honestly reminds me of like a good Knob Creek 9 bottle, maybe a store pick. Because there's a little bit more depth than your standard Knob Creek 9. Obviously, it's got a little bit more spice. The nuttiness is there. You get there's some citrus peel here too, I think, a little bit. I do think that the oak is prevalent. It's not super in your face. It's just a good representation of a Jim Beam profile, but nothing that I would really write home about. Nothing that I would say stands out. It's a good even keel Jim Beam higher age product. I mean, but I tell you what, I could probably drink Old Grandad 114 over that. Just because it's missing like punch that I like. Okay, let's go to the mushroom. I'm sorry, the beaver. I already had the mushroom. I don't know. The mushroom's nose. Yeah, this might need to open up a little bit more. Are they all really that different? I like the Claremont, Boston, and Frankfurt, but didn't find much differences. So what you're saying is you interested to see the finish on the beaver. I can't even with you guys. Holy shit. All right, so the beaver brings you into like a borderline Booker's category where it's not overly it's not soft. It's a little bit more brash than the mushroom, which makes sense being kind of aged in that center part of the rick house. It's a little bit more brash. Yeah, and just like the nose, there's honey, there's cinnamon, more citrus. Good oak punch on here. I feel like there's more oak on the mushroom actually. This has way more spice. The beaver has a lot more spice to it. This is where you get, and that's why I'm saying it reminds me more of a Booker's, where you get into more of a little bit of a harsher flavor profile. The finish is way better on the beaver. The finish is way longer on the beaver, for sure, versus the mushroom. Let me go back to the mushroom. Wow, the mushroom is so easy sipping. It's so easy sipping compared to the beaver. Does the beaver make you say? I can't even read the chat right now. Oh my god, that spicy beaver may need to see a doctor. Yeah, I mean, yeah, long finish on the beaver for sure. It's still going. It's still going. Way of a longer finish versus the mushroom. That might be that might be the beaver's best attribute is the finish on it. It's got a nice spicy long finish, a lot of cinnamon red hot, the spices there, probably like a hint of just a slight hint of like allspice. Not to the point where it gets like clovey where you could like taste the rye spice in it, but there's a little bit of an allspice characteristic in there I think too. It's nice, it's spicy. The beaver's got some spice. Okay. I think the mushroom can use more beaver for sure. All right, let's go to the owl and see if what all the talk's about. Oh man, the owl is so much sweeter than the other two, at least on the nose. Gosh, the vanilla and the buttery factor of this is just so good on the nose. It's something that the other two just don't have. Yeah, the owl is just at least on the nose, man. All right, let's try the owl. Here we go. I just had some water, so I'm gonna need a second sip. I, I can't even. Jesus, guys, the beaver jokes. It's like it's literally going to be like 4 hours of beaver jokes at this point. So I do think that the owl is the most layered. It's the most well-rounded out of the three. But I can see some people liking the beaver a little bit more too, because I feel like the beaver is a little bit more just again, it's that spice factor it has. It's a little bit more spicy. And you know, some people like that in their whiskeys. They like it to have a little bit more punch, and I feel like the beaver has more punch to it. Oh my god, yeah, the beaver is on full display. How's the mouthfeel of the on the beaver? I just read that. You guys are such assholes. Oh, I don't know. Like The owl's good. I do think the owl has the most layered flavors to it. It's got more sweetness than the other two. I definitely like it more than the mushroom. Do I like it more than the beaver though? If there was a little bit more sweetness for the beaver jokes, thank you, Big Vic. I appreciate that. I need some super chats for all these beaver jokes. You guys are killing me. If the beaver had a little bit more sweetness to balance out the spice, I feel like that would be my favorite. But it's just lacking a little bit. I feel like maybe I put a little owl in the beaver and maybe that'll kind of help it push it along a little bit. But I could see people, and Cam, if you're gonna be trying these soon, I'm really curious to see which one you like better. Because I do think there's a case to be made for this one or for the beaver or the owl. I still think the mushroom's nice, but God, it's just so flat to me coming off the other two. It's just so flat. It's just too monotone for me. Yeah, I mean, these jokes are writing themselves. Honestly, I can't. These are going to be clipped probably and used against my permission. But yeah, I mean, you know what? Honestly, like I like the owl. I would probably lean towards the owl as my favorite. Super blend. Owl is that mushroom and my beaver blend, says JG. Really curious blinding them, says Tara. Yeah, I'll have to do a blind of these on the full review just to see which one I actually like. I do think I like the owl the best, but I could still see some folks liking the beaver more, especially if they're Booker's fans, because I feel like this one's a little bit more punchy versus even the owl. The owl has a nice finish too, though. But honestly, like, are these better than Knob Creek 12? I don't know. I don't think they are. Knob Creek 12 is definitely better than the mushroom. Knob Creek 12 is probably better than the beaver. What the beaver has is spice. Knob Creek 12 is very, very well balanced. The owl might have some work to do against Knob Creek 12, but yeah, more Jim Beam, JE. Doesn't stop. Yeah, KC12 is amazing. I'm betting and a lot more affordable. You like knobs more than beaver? I don't have these, but got me in the mood for a little bit of Beam comparison. Dude, if Beam is going to release 24 LEs a year, they got to be Kate's. Yeah, Cam, I totally agree. You'd already be banned on TikTok talking about age statements and beavers, says Brussel. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. Oh, my God. Top Jimmy, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Yeah, that is what Cam said is the biggest problem with Jim Beam. They released so many releases. Not a lot of them are better than some of their really good, affordable, high value options. It's very hard to beat Knob Creek 12, but thanks for putting up with us, Jason. FYI, you probably should be talking about a book of beers. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's one of those things where I said this when I was talking about when I did my video on the bourbon boom and gloom, how bourbon's kind of on a downturn a little bit, or let's say a market correction. How there are too many distillers now that are putting out releases that aren't better than the standard stuff they have on the shelf. I think these three are good examples of that. I mean, shoot, you want to talk about Booker's, not being a great value? I mean, if you could find Booker's for $80 or $90, I'd probably take that any day of the week over either of these three. They're more punchy. They're more in your face. I don't know. This feels disjointed and a little bit of there's just not enough, especially coming off the older Hardin's Creeks, which I love. The Jacobs Wells, like if they just kept releasing that each and every year for the Hardin's Creek release, I would have been happy. But changing it up like this, like every chance they can, I do think the 3 different warehouses, releases were cool. You had the Frankfurt, the Claremont, the Boston. Those were kind of cool. But this just feels a little bit of a reimagining of the same idea. And I don't know. I don't think I'm really all about this one. They seem to be selling the bottles for shelf decoration instead of focusing on quality juice. Yeah, JE, I in this regard with these, I would agree. But then every now and again, you get like a Booker's Reserves, like number 1. That's actually really, really good. You get a Beam Lineage, which is pretty delicious this year. If I had to go back, I probably would have bought the Lineage instead of these. Motohead got me with that one. I got to show that one. That one got me. Yep. There he goes. Tonight on the Master Drum, Jason takes a deep dive into the beaver. I mean, that's it. Yeah. Brian Newton said it. Yeah. What JD puts on the shelf, I don't think that these do enough for me to be like, you know what? I'm just going to, like, what I want Jim Beam to do is to be like, I try something like an LE and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to buy that instead of Knob Creek 12. I don't think either of these 3 make me do that, unfortunately. So what do we do here? We're gonna blend all these. I feel like the mushroom is the base because it's just so even keel. I'm gonna add a little bit of the beaver for some spice, and a little bit more of the owl for some sweetness. Because I'm a blender now. This is what I do. I like to blend. Sebastian Cave says the beaver disappointed. Yeah, the only thing the beaver has going on for it is the spice. That's it. There's just not enough. There's not enough else for it. Yeah, they're 11 years, $150. Benjamin, you're killing me. That's so much better. So much better. I mean, this is what distillers do. They take whiskeys, they take barrels from the bottom, mid, and top tier to blend something that's consistent. If you guys have all 3 of these, use the mushroom as a base, pour in a little bit of the beaver, and then top it off with a little bit more of the owl. And if you guys doing this at home right now, let me know, because I'm telling you, you got a much better whiskey. And to spend $450 to get something that should be this good out of the bottle, that's concerning for me. All right. Yeah, these just aren't hitting. I don't know. These, I kind of wish I tried these before I bought them. But if I'm telling you guys that's watching this, when these hit the market in your area, if they have not already, I would skip the mushroom. I would skip the beaver. I would just buy the owl. But even the owl to me is, you know what? I wouldn't even say buy the owl. I would say try before you buy the owl. Because I still don't think it's good enough past Knob Creek 12 to be like, that's going to be a smart purchase. So yeah, there you go. Jason, do a Jacobs Well pour just to see the contrast between these and that. I would, but my Jacobs Wells are in my bunker. I don't have them handy. I would have to go into my I would have to go back in my thing. Hoots over beaver. What? No beaver. There will always be more beavers in the future. KC21. I still think that is the best. That's the best bottle that Jim Beam has put out in quite a while. But we're gonna get into another Beam because as if there's not enough Beam. Now I was told that this bottle is way better than the first release. There were some people that were very, very fond of the Little Book Chapter 1 Infinite. I was not one of them. I thought it was oaky. I thought it was dry. The oak was too much for me. It completely dried out my palate. I didn't like it. I thought it just got a little bit too flat. I really wasn't a fan of the Little Book Infinite #1. I'm hearing that #2 is a little bit better. Now, I haven't seen any sort of press release on this. I don't even know what the hell is in this blend, but we're going to find out. Do we know the blend components on Infinite 2? I'm about to find out, Kenneth. Thanks for chiming in. Drinking the cheap Benchmark Full Proof, Charred Oak Bourbon Society. It's a damn good whiskey, dude, right there for the money. I still think it's better than the first, but still nothing great. John Legalbo, thanks. You're making me feel better about my wasting all my money. All right, I'm going to have to zoom in on this shit. I can't read. Why does Jim Beam continuously freaking give me oh my God. Blended by Freddie now. Second edition. We bottle a portion of our Infinity batch to capture a unique moment in its evolution. Then I carefully select new whiskeys to introduce, shaping the future profile. Edition 2. Building on the foundational notes of edition 1, I blended in three distinct bourbons from across generations. Bourbon from Booker accentuates the oak, char, and smoke. Fred's bourbon adds rich vanilla, caramel, and dark stone fruit. And my own bourbon brings brightness to the blend with notes of fresh apple and pear. Savor edition 2 and come back in a year for its next evolution. So that makes sense for this Infinity blend. They're using a portion of the first one, using it in this one and adding to it. I mean, that's basically what an Infinity blend is. So let's see how this one turns out. Listen, if there's dark fruit in this beam, it's already better than the Hardin's Creeks. Let's see. I dug the Infinite one, thought it was the most unique LB I've tried. Shemi, I'll give it that. I do think the Infinite one was unique, but for me, it just got too drying on the palate for me. So, okay. Let's see here. Now, cool story. So Nathan in the chat, who got this bottle for me when he went to Beam. I had no time to get over to Beam because we were too busy running around Bardstown, but he told the story of Fred Minnick and the whole fuck your train thing, and that it was a Beam decanter that I had. It was a train, and he told the whole story. So Freddie, no, to his credit, wrote this on the bottle. I mean, that's pretty freaking epic. Signed, Freddie, no. I mean, that's the coolest shit ever. It's the best. I mean, this made that was so much fun that he did that. And a big shout out to Nathan for making that happen. That was really cool. Yeah, I know. I need to get some readers, dude. I need to just go to an eye doctor, see what the hell's going on. Look at the date on the label. Glad you dig. Yeah, man. I'm about it. All right. Let's see if this is even better than the Hardin's Creeks. We getting old, bro. Yeah, that's baller, says Jeff Winbush. Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool, man. Yeah, I feel like that's going to need a little time. I feel like it's just a little bit tight coming out of the glass here. Freddie was awesome. He's the same person as Bruce. That's cool, man. Yeah, we're actually hoping to have the Blitz at Jim Beam next year. They actually have a great setup for events in general. So I feel like we can do something really cool there. So looking into it, guys. Looking into it, guys. All right, so this is really nice on the nose. It actually reminds me a little bit of the Owl with a little bit more punch to it. Way more vanilla, more spice. Yeah, the oak is strong in here. There's some oak spice here too. A little bit of the char is coming through. I think I get a little bit of that smokiness that was mentioned in the write up. SB Rami, what's going on, man? Nice to see you, bud. Thanks for chiming in tonight. SB Rami's one of my my fellow sneakerheads. Nice to see you, dude. Does it have a hint of the beaver as well? Let me know if this is worth 35 a pour. Is Old Route 8 worth the $100 $112 price? Anyone? Go back and watch my review. I reviewed that bottle, the Old Route 8. Let me know. I can't remember. Oh, for sure, Rami. Thanks, man. Rami, I put in for like every damn raffle for those Zion Voodoos. I'm in it to win it. Hopefully I'll get one. I also really want those Adidas, those orange and blue Adidas ones releasing in Cincinnati this weekend. I was literally thinking of going to Cincinnati and trying to grab a pair, but I don't know if I'll be able to get over there. Yeah, that's better than the Hardin's Creeks. That's nice. That's a good bourbon. Is it 150, 160 good? No. But it's good. It's a good bourbon. Again, this tastes like a really good Knob Creek single barrel. Like a Knob Creek 120 proof single barrel. So this comes in at of course the label's matte black. I don't even know the damn stats here. Sorry guys. Doing a bad job. Let's see here. This comes in at 60. Does that say 60? Yeah, I think it's 121.4 proof on this guy. 121.4 proof. Mark Eminecker, what's tonight? I can get you an invite to the friends and family event if you want for Thursday. Let me know. Holy shit, Rami, really? Like tomorrow, Thursday? Jason, a bit off topic, but you can only buy one. JD Heritage or the Tanyard Hill Rye all day long. The Heritage is good, but that Tanyard Hill Rye is another level of deliciousness. Yeah. It's tomorrow. What time is the friends and family event, dude? Let me know. It's good. It's got an interesting finish on it where it gets into there's like a sour berry note for me on the back end of it, which is kind of weird. Oh, 5 to 9? Dude, I might be able to do that. Only buy one, Tanyard Hill or William Heaven Hill 19? Dude. Shit, we'll compare them tonight. I'm not selling that bottle of William Heaven Hill 19. I might as well open that shit. I will, SB. I'll DM you later. This is good. This is a good release. There is a little fruit there. I don't think it's as prevalent as it is in the KC21 where you get like that really nice like blackberry type of note, but there is like a slight cherry note in here, which I really dig. It's sweet. It's got spice. The texture is really good. Yeah, like if you had a choice, I would skip the Hardin's Creeks and just buy that. If you're like a Jim Beam LE, if you really want this to me has the notes you want in a good Jim Beam bourbon. This is to me is less oaky. It's less drying than the first one. I think that this has more nuance, a little bit more layers to it. This is what I'm digging. This is good. I like this a lot. And I'm glad I have a bottle that's signed because that is a Jim Beam product that I would like to drink. It's somewhere between like Knob Creek 12 and a Knob Creek 9 store pick. It's like somewhere right in the middle of that, where it gives you the punch of like the 120 proofer, but it gives you some nuance that Knob Creek 12 has. But it also has this layer of dark fruit on the back end that I really, really dig. Yeah. Only, what does that say? Brandon Pounder says only buy one shroom or beaver. Yeah, not Heritage, William Heaven Hill. Does Shemi ask a question? Sorry. Nathan said yes. Okay. At least he gave you advance notice. Infinity 2 versus Booker's Reserves 2025. Is that what you guys want me to do? Yeah, I think this Infinity 2 could open up too a little bit more. That doesn't sound good enough for what the price is, to be honest, as Brandon Pounders. Yeah, it might not be for some people. I still think people could enjoy Knob Creek 12 over this, or even Knob Creek Knob Creek 18, maybe for the price. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the new reserves, although if you're a tequila fan, I feel like some people could like it. Bourbon Bill says the Hardins are great, need air. But Bourbon Bill, though, are they $150 good? Yeah, okay, they need air, but 150 each? I don't know, man. I don't know. Spiteful Bum, nice. Yeah, the new reserves is not great. KC21 is good, but why didn't they dump tequila in that too? Says Nathan Jurgensen. You're just trying to ruin everything. Let me see if I can find the new. What did you want? The Booker's Reserves from last year, the first one? Do I have that nearby? Shit. That's the second one over there. Just want to sample the new reserves. Love tequila. Looking forward to it. So Sweet Cindy. They beat Russell Reserve 13, and that's what, 200? Bourbon Bill, you think that the Hardin's Creeks beat Russell Reserve 13 from this year? That's a bold statement. Not the best value, but certainly better than Wild Turkey these days, says Bourbon Bill. Here's the thing. I don't know if I could agree with that. Russell's Reserve and Turkey price-wise, yeah, it's tough. The prices that Wild Turkey is putting out or Campari is putting out are tough. But I could say that every single release that you try from Wild Turkey has a chance to be of a wow factor. It's much more rare for me personally to get a wow factor from any Beam product. Well, now you have to do a blind. I mean, here's the spring 2025 of Russell's 13. Yeah, this is good. I like this. This is nice. It almost tastes like a refined Booker's. It's good. Got a lot of sweetness to it. Bold statement equals you're out of your mind. I'm warming up my palate with tequila Ocho Old Fitz right now. Then I'm going to get into 151 TKO I picked up on Monday. Okay. Wow, it's 10 o'clock already. Shit. What did I do here? Okay, so this is the owl. This is the I think that's reverse. I think this is the owl. This is the beaver. I got to pour a little bit more of the mushroom. I got to pour a little bit of the mushroom. I mean, I'm not going to go blind because I don't have time to set this all up, but I am going to compare these. I'm just going to go right into the Russells. All right, the mushroom. There's no way the mushroom is better than the Russell's 13. No way. The beaver. The beaver might be the closest because it has that spice punch to it, which I can see. And then the owl. I don't know, man. You know what, Bourbon Bill, I'll give you credit, man. They're a lot closer than I thought they would be, especially the last two. I think the beaver and the owl, I think, are a little bit closer to the Russell's 13. The shroom, no way. The mushroom is a complete skip in my mind. I don't know. I still rather have the Russell 13. I just like, but I'm a turkey guy. I mean, what do you want? I'm a turkey guy. Speaking of turkey, I might have a bottle of the Camp Nelson E single rick house coming to my door tomorrow. And if it does arrive, there will be a review posted tomorrow immediately. So stay tuned. Nicholas, yes, I already filmed the Remus 9 review. Yep. I might as well make sure the Tanner Hill Rye isn't good. What are the proofs on the... Everything's 110 proof, Cheatman. Everything's 110. All right. We have some more. We're going to scoot over here. Going to move these out of the way. All right. Just a few more samples tonight, guys. Oh, I'm a Beam guy. But I can't shit on Hardin Screw without looking at the pricing. That's all. Well, yeah. Russell Reserve 13 is 150, 200-ish, right? Tyler, wait, what happened? Tyler, holy shit. Tyler gifted 50 Master and Drum memberships. Holy shit, dude. Tyler, thank you so much, man. That's amazing. If you guys got a membership, thank you, Tyler. Holy crap. Going to be a Wild Turkey Monday for the Rick House. Waiting for your review to see if it's worth going. Woo! Wow! Thanks. Damn. I know, right? Tyler coming in hot. Yeah, I don't know, man. The Hardin's Creeks are weird. The new ones. I'm just not digging them. I like the owl, but I just rather just drink a freaking Knob Creek 12. Even the owl it's all right. It's all right. It's good. It's good. And to Bourbon Bill's point, I haven't done the full review yet. I will let them open up and maybe they get better. So we'll see. Okay. What do we want to do next? I think before we get into the Rise, because I got some weird shit here. I don't know. I mean, I already reviewed the Tanner Hill. What do you guys? I'm going to save the William Heaven Hill last. Do you want me to do the Woodford Barrel Proof Rye, or do you want me to do the Found North Goldfinch? Which one do you guys want to see next? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Woodford Rye, Found North, Goldfinch, Woodford. All right. You know what? I'll do the Goldfinch real quick, and then we'll get into the Rise. So let me do that. So the Goldfinch, this just got released from Found North, I believe. I'm trying to remember the. Hold on a second. Okay, so here's what we have. The Found North Goldfinch is a blend of 36 barrels, 15 to 22-year-old whiskeys, finished in Sauternes, Cognac, and New American Oak, 116.2 proof. The mash bill, add it all up, comes out to be 91% corn, 8% rye, and 1% malted barley. It's non-chill filtered, no additives, natural color. It contains a 15-year corn, a 22-year corn, a 20-year corn, a 22-year corn, 15-year corn in New American Oak, 22-year corn in New American Oak, 20-year corn in used American Oak, 22-year corn in used American, and 20-year rye in used American Oak. So that's the blend. So let's see what we got here. All right. Lottery closed. Did anyone review the new Woodford Sweet Oak Masters collection yet? I just got hip. Do the Goldfinch. I want one, but haven't gotten the bottle yet. Allocation has been awesome for me so far. All right, let's check it out. So this is a sample Found North sent to me. Again, I always tell you guys when I get sent samples, when I don't, like to be transparent. And I like the nose on this. It just smells so sweet. Gonna let that sit. Guys, not a lot of news here this week in the whiskey world, unfortunately. I think that, let's see, I think I had a couple things to talk about. Let me check this out here. Yeah, the Tanyard Hill Rye, you guys know about that release. And yeah, that was really it. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, I did review the Tanyard Hill already today. You guys could check my review. I just dropped today. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic rye whiskey. The more I sip it, the more chocolatey it gets. My concern with the Tanyard Hill Rye, now the proofs range from, I think they said 120 something all the way up to 148.8, something like that, something crazy. I have to look at my notes again real quick. I'm trying to remember what the proof ranges were. How the lower ones taste. Are they more rye forward? Because the more I sipped it, the more rye forward it got, the more chocolatey it got, which isn't a bad thing. But let me look at this real quick. I'm trying to remember okay. No, that's not it. Holy crap. I'm way too far here. All right, so it's 130.2 to 148.8. So I'm wondering if those 130.2 single barrels will have a completely different flavor profile than what I had. Mine was 145 and change. So, when you're talking about some of these different single barrels, they are single barrels. How much does it differentiate, from barrel to barrel? I'm guessing it could be a good amount. Ryes could be a little tricky that way. Are they all chocolatey and rye forward, or some a little bit more fruit forward? Because I feel like I got like this dark, rich, almost fermented fruit note on the nose on the Tanyard Hill that I had. But the more I sipped it, it got more minty and chocolatey. So what does that look like from barrel to barrel? Does it all taste the same? Are they vastly different? That's the one thing. That's the only thing about the Tanyard Hill releases I'd be concerned about. Oh, this got way better on the nose. This needs a little time to open up, fellas and ladies. Oh my goodness. My worry is a lot of 9-year Coy Hill picks exist, some near Hazmat, this Tanyard Hill. So Bourbon Bill, my argument against that is that the Tanyard Hill has a different profile versus the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof ryes that I've had. There are some that have a little hint of chocolate. I get more chocolate in the Tennessee whiskey picks than I do the ryes. The Coy Hill ryes to me are more like sugary sweet and dense and dark and delicious. This Tanyard Hill is like a blend of the rye and like a chocolatey single barrel of the Tennessee whiskey, where you get like this chocolatey fruit vibe that all comes together in what Tanyard Hill gives you. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting once people try it, for sure. For sure. But that's why I said in my review today, if you can't find the Tanyard Hill, there are so many really good Jack Daniel's single barrel proof picks out there. Or if you know someone that's doing picks, I have a Coy Hill almost hazmat pick coming out here in the next month or so, which was ridiculous when we tried it. So there's a lot of good ones out there. Man, this is just pure. This is fat kid whiskey, guys. This is candy in a glass. What's up, Night Method? Nice to see you. Sounds like the TH comes across like a double oak rye. A little bit. The other alternative that I mentioned in my review today was the Corbin Cash. The Corbin Cash Merced Rye. Those get up to close to hazmat, if not hazmat, like in the 130s to 140s. Those things, I think, get very close to what Tanyard Hill provides. So if you have not tried a Corbin Cash Rye yet, those things we've done 2 single barrels of that, and those are flavor bombs. Very, very much like the Tanyard Hills. So, okay, let's see what we got here. This is red fruit all day long. This is berries, strawberries. You can make a case for, God, man, there's something tart in here, almost like pomegranate. Man, is that different coming off all the beam? Holy shit. That's a lot coming off all the beam. Like, man, it goes so, it's like sticky sweet. Okay. Oh, that's really good. It gets grapey. It gets cinnamon, pear, apple. Man, that is really nice. The only drawback to this whiskey, I think that some may feel, wait, Jason, that's a bottle it yourself EC rye, but did you get the standard release yet? Can't remember. Yeah, John, I did get the standard release. I tried it live last week. Wasn't a huge fan of the standard EC rye. Listen, if Elijah Craig or Heaven Hill is going to release those ryes, those barrel proof ryes, they have to be as good as this. And the other one just doesn't come close. Yeah, the You Do Bourbon is so much better than the batch release. Oh my gosh. Even though the You Do Bourbon one is also a batch, but the batch is just lights out against the other one. Feel like I'm the only one who doesn't like Found North. So Nathan, interesting you say that, because I haven't really been a huge fan of a lot of the Found North, like the bigger releases. They've been good, not super great to me. This one, however, I do feel like the only drawback to this one is that Sauternes that comes into the fold here is definitely pressing. It presses on the palate. Like, you get this winey finish on it. Some people like that. Some people don't. There's like this acidic, sour wine grape type of note that you get on the back end of this. When Sauternes is done right, it is amazing. But when Sauternes can go a little bit more on the sour side, it kind of ruins it. And I feel like this is kind of towing the line between it's right at the cusp of going to a bad place. But I feel like it's staying in a place where it's like kind of in between. Yeah, to me, the more you sip this, the more grapey it gets. It gets real grapey to me. White grapey. In a good way. It is incredibly dumb that the best Canadian whiskey cannot be purchased in Canada. Says Absolute. I got more peach sweetness on it, says Bird's Eye Bourbon. Yeah, dude, I could see peach. There's a lot of stone fruit components to this. Peachy, grapey, pear, cinnamon. You could probably make a case for apple for some palates as well. It has all those components to it. It's a very yeah, again, coming off the beam stuff, this is very, very fruit forward to me. I think peach is a great call out. Can make a case for like apricot, the apple, pear. I get a lot of pear in it for whatever reason. Maybe it's just because I'm coming off the beam. I get a lot of pear, cinnamon, those types of flavors. But for me, it's borderline going too much on the sauternes. But this is good. This is probably one of the more flavorful, I think, Found Norths, a little bit in your face. So if you guys get a chance to get the Goldfinch, I think you'll be pretty happy with it. But don't expect it to be this dark, deep, rich type of whiskey. This is a brighter, this is a summer sipper to me. Like taking it out in the summertime, pouring a glass, bright fruits, peach, apple, pear. This is a summer sipper to me. Maybe if you get this, you save it for the summertime, maybe spring. The only thing that makes me nervous is that if you get a bottle of this as it opens up, does it start to get too much into the sauternes and that sourness? That's the only thing that makes me it's the only thing that makes me a little bit weary about it. Is the Goldfinch worth the 180? 180 for this bottle? I got to be honest, I want more from this for 180. There's some nice layers of fruit to it, but I want more from it. I want more punch. I want more depth. It's got a nice finish on it, but other than that, yeah, I dig it, but I would like a little bit more from it. The finish might be the best part of it because it's still going. It's still good. The finish lasts for a very long time. I mean, this thing is lingering, which is great. I'll say it has like a good $150 finish on it, but other than that, I don't know. 180? It's borderline. It's borderline. Goldfinch better than the owl. I like the Goldfinch more than the owl. I'll say that. That Found North over the Hardin. Yeah, the Found North over the Hardin's Creeks for sure. Yep, I'll take the Found North over the Hardin's Creeks. Although I do, but I mean, they're completely different whiskeys, though, guys. I mean, I know everybody likes to compare shit, but you're talking about a whiskey with a lot of finishes on it versus a non-finished bourbon. It's just, plus it's Canadian whiskey with rye and corn whiskey. Like the comparison really isn't that. It's not comparable. Man, all the Found North stuff seems to be good, not great, except a few. That Canadian stuff has to be so tough to work with. The rebarreling helps, but it takes a special blend to be worth the money. Yeah, Cam, I think you kind of hit it on the head. That's why I feel like I've just never been able to I've been more impressed with the Found North single barrels over the blends. Some of the Found North single barrels have been stellar, but the blends, I feel like, but again, everybody has a different methodology when you're trying to blend. Are you blending for flavor? Are you blending for sweetness? You're blending for softness? You're blending for just all out power? It depends. I feel like Found North with their blends always lives in this area where it's never too little, but it's never too much. It's like right in the middle. It's an elegant pour that has some deep, rich layers to it. And it's just going to depend on the palate where the layers are worth it to you. Yeah, it's a completely different experience than versus the Hardin's Creeks. But I would say this is probably one of the better Found Norths that I've had recently. So if you are lucky enough to get this, I think you'll enjoy it. It's got some really nice fruit flavors to it, but I do wish it had a little bit more punch to it. So it's my take. Seems like a lot of good $75 workers are charging $150 and killing the market. Hell Diver first release I thought was really solid. Yeah, the Hell Diver I remember I really liked a lot. I think that was kind of the last one I really was impressed by was the Hell Diver. I bought a Found North bottle. I won't buy another unless I can try it. Too much money for the taste. Good example of high H statements, but the whiskey doesn't match. It's that Canadian shit, man. The Canadian corn whiskey just doesn't have the depth, and I think that's what it's missing. I applaud Found North for taking Canadian whiskey and trying to make it as interesting as possible, but it's not hitting the mark most of the time. The Hell Diver, to Cam's point, I think is probably one of the better blends that they've done for sure. Yeah, Brian Shrimp, the 17-year Hell Diver was good. I like the Hell Diver a lot. If there was, I tasted the sample and I put in to get that bottle in the lottery, and I didn't win. But if there was one bottle I was going to get, it was been the Hell Diver. The Hell Diver was really good. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of blends, Drum Key update. So Drum Key somewhat debuted at the Bardstown Blitz, my first Drum Key blend. And Cam, you're watching. I'll be glad to send you a bottle or a sample once I get my bottles in for the first Drum Key blend for you to do a review, as well as a bunch of other channels. But I do want people, tasting the blend. It got great reviews. I went through 3 bottles in 2 nights, gone for my first Drum Key blend. I also had a 375 of my first rye blend that I did. That I've been working on. That's still kind of mingling in the tank right now, and we'll see what that turns into. But I think we're on a good path. But my first bourbon blend that people got to try at the Blitz, where I think went over really, really well. A lot of people were super impressed by it. And I think the best compliment I got was like, Jason, if you were to blend a whiskey, this is what I would expect: butterscotch, berry, and a long finish that lasts for like hours. And that's what I wanted to blend for my first release. And I think I hit it. So really, Mark Emnecker Drum Key was really tasty. Connoisseur Eric, that rye though. Yeah, people really love the rye, which I was really surprised because that was my first time blending a rye. I really tried to hit. I don't even know what I was trying to hit when it comes to profile. But I was really excited about it. Drum Key was balling since we're World's Worst Bourbon channel. Nathan, also the rye though. Yeah, some people like the rye more than the bourbon, which I was really surprised. Is Drum Key at Barrel King now? Yeah, Drum Key you'll be able to get through Barrel King and also through my Patreon as well. Hats to you on the Drum Key. Really, really well done. Sorry, Mr. Rye. I didn't have a lot of it, Mark, unfortunately. I thought it was great. Can't wait for the drop, says Ron Blanchard. Thank you so much, Rob. Drum Key was my favorite pour of the Blitz, says JG. That's high praise considering what was at the Blitz. Okay. Let's get into this Oakley because Rob Blanchard just tuned in. Rob is the one that dropped this bottle off. Okay. So let's get into the bottle design. This is so Oakley. I love it. It's so Oakley. We have a woman. Is she in a car? I'm not sure what she's doing. She's wearing sunglasses. She's just chilling. She's chilling. Yep. Straight bourbon whiskey. I don't know what's happening with the marketing, but like I said, marketing aside, let's see what the whiskey tastes like. Shemi release date. It's either going to be November or very early December for the first Drum Key blend for sure. So, Egg Roll is here. He said, I don't think I tried the rye, but the bourbon was lights out. Thank you so much, man. Dude, you know I love the 20-year Oakley single barrels, but this bottle design coming after it is wild. Cam, did you see the website, dude, for this thing? It's so fucking weird. I don't know what they're doing. Yes, the Heaven Hill stuff that they released was ridiculously good. This just is kind of mind-boggling. I don't know what's happening here. I like the bottle shape. Kind of interesting. But okay, so let me get into this thing. So I'm on the weird website now. Does it tell you exactly what's in this freaking thing? I hate this website so much. It sucks. Each drop is a timeless thing of I don't even know what the okay. What the hell? Okay, yeah, learn more. Learn more about this blend. Tell me what it is. Okay. Limited edition straight Kentucky bourbon with limited bottles produced this release carries an unmistakable character of Oakley, blended from hand-selected barrels ranging from just shy of 7 to 19 years old. 7 to 19, so good ages in here. The result is a bourbon, both smooth and substantial, bottle of cask strength, 113 proof, perfect for savoring neat or over ice. I'll tell you what, the people in the marketing in this bourbon definitely likes shit over ice. $120 for this bottle. $120. All right, let's see what we get here. All right. Play the ad. I can't play that ad again. That ad was so weird. Okay. It's yeah. So at first, I'm picking up melon. Apple. I am getting some spice on here. What does the label on the back of the bottle say? Oh man, it's in all this like crazy it's in this like crazy script. I'm going to have to get the readers out again. Hold on, guys. All right, chapter 1, the drift, it says. What? He'd bet a bottle of 5 bourbon, bet on charred. Dude, I don't even know what the hell that says. I can't even read it. They put black text on blue, which as a designer, that never works. It's super peachy. It is peachy. Peachy keen. Peach, melon, apple. A little spicy. Kim, I hate to tell you, dude, this is not this is not the Heaven Hill 20-year shit. It's not even near that good. This to me tastes like Green River. Now they said they have 19-year stuff in here. But maybe that's some of the leftover Heaven Hill they have, but this is coming through very Green River-y to me. Yeah, straight up peaches, says Little Barry. This yeah, Cam, if I had to guess, this is what it is. It is Green River with a light splash of Heaven Hill. This is freaking, I don't think I've had such a whiskey that's so melon forward. I get the peach, but I get freaking like honeydew melon all day long. Maybe like cantaloupe, like holy shit. I think there's some orange there too. This is like a damn summer farmer's market in a glass. $120 for this? Yeah, no, I just buy a Green River versus this. Did they disclose the mash bill? Rare Bird. First of all, hello, David Jennings. And no, they did not. Let me see. Let me look at the it just says a blend of ranging from just shy of 7, which is another word for 6 year. 6 year to 19 years old. The result is a bourbon, both smooth and substantial, bottle of cask strength, 113 proof. Yeah, it's super citrusy and fruity. And I don't think you have to pay $120 for that. I think you can get that. Green River, what's the New Holland? New Holland with that super crazy like peach forward rye that they make. That's what this is to me. So whatever they're blending here, I think they probably put just a drop of that Heaven Hill in there so they could say there's some 19-year in it. And unfortunately, this becomes kind of what a money grab looks like, because it's kind of like what Diageo does when you're talking about Scotchifying the bourbon world, when you're talking about taking a little bit of something that's a high age, just dropping it in so you can say that there is some, high age stuff in it. I don't know. Oakley kind of hit a home run. I think they really made their weight with with those old Heaven Hills. But as far as this goes, $120 for this, you can buy a Green River single barrel wheated bourbon and get these flavors for less than half the price. So I don't know. Rob, if you're watching, I don't know how you felt about that, but it's good. It's not awful, but that's not $120 whiskey to me. Yeah, throw wheated. Yeah, I think it is wheated. I'm going to put that aside because we're going to ruin my paddle. Bottle doesn't match the website, Night Method. Yeah, the bottle does, dude. The bottle is like people on horses and coming out of rivers and lakes. It's so bad. Oakley, I don't think is geared towards the bourbon geek. I think it's geared towards everyday drinkers, or not even everyday drinkers, people that don't know a lot about bourbon, that care more about status and looking cool versus drinking something that's good. Because if you look at their website, that's basically what it is. It's people, beautiful people riding around in a car and a horse. I showed the ad last week or 2 weeks ago, and there was no bourbon to be had in that ad at all. It was people on horses, people in cars, people dancing in barns. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with any sort of whiskey? Like, it just boggles the mind. But that's what people do. That's what we're looking at. All right. I have a whiskey I've been dying to taste here. And this comes courtesy of the Bourbon Road Podcast. Guys, if you have not subscribed to the Bourbon Road Podcast, my buddy Todd Ritter is on there. Please take a listen. It's one of the best podcasts you're going to find. I listen to Bourbon Pursuit, and I listen to the Bourbon Road. I listen to the Bourbon Hunters. Those are kind of my top three. And they provided me with the sample. So thank you, Todd, and the Bourbon Road Podcast. So here we go. All right, so we're going to kind of shift into the rye realm here. This is the Woodford Reserve Barrel Strength Rye, 125.1 proof. So I'm glad he gave me a sample, because I did not want to buy a bottle at retail until I tasted it, because Woodford just gives me, I don't know. Woodford to me is a little bit, Woodford scares me a little bit. You just never know what you're going to get. Easy with the Californians, bro. They had Hardin's Creek Shroom before that commercial. Are people really buying Oakley for status? I find it hard to believe people even bought Blue Run for that. Yeah, Cajun, I think there are some whiskey brands that are geared for that, for sure. It happens in every market where you have specific brands that are almost preying, might be a tough word, but I'll say this. Maybe they're counting on the uneducated mind of a bourbon drinker in order to buy that whiskey, where they see the cool imagery, they see the luxurious status, they see cool people riding horses, and that's what they're betting on for people to buy their whiskey. It's people that don't know, that they maybe they don't know a lot about whiskeys and what's out there, but they're counting on people that do care about that to buy their whiskey. And I think we've seen that historically. I'm in marketing. It happens in every industry. So And I'm, I think that's what Oakley is counting on. So people are buying Oakley because they know they released 20-year Heaven Hill. Yeah, Don Prince, that's a good call out. Wait, what did Travis say? Oakley is the brand that Stefan from SNL would have bought. Stefan. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait to go to a bougie party and somebody pulls us out. Sebastian Cove, it could happen. Like, have you had this Oakley? This Oakley Spirits is the best thing ever. Everybody's doing it. Yeah, Jason, we're the horse riding at the Blitz. I am unsubscribing. I'm predicting Jason will. Jason, do you remember Lynx Bourbon was like 2021? Oakley's the upgraded version of that. Yeah, I do remember that. Good call. I do remember that, man. For sure. I do remember. Yeah, that. Yeah, dude, I do remember that. I'm trying to even remember what that bourbon was, but I do remember that. Yeah, 2 fingers of Oakley, please. Tell them to stick to glasses. Okay. We're going to let this open up a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, what else has been going on? I don't know. So many releases happening in whiskey. I haven't watched yet, but I know It's Bourbon Night has been putting out the reviews for the BTAC. BTAC reviews will start hitting. I'm not lucky enough to get samples from Buffalo Trace, but I do think It's Bourbon Night gets them. A couple of other people get them as well. So yeah, those will be on the hunt pretty soon. People trying to grab some of those. I do have a contact that allows me to buy some BTAC each year. I'm hoping to grab. The only ones I really care about is the George C. Stagg and the Colonel Taylor. Hopefully I can grab those for a decent price this year. We'll see. Maybe you'll see some reviews on that. The other 3, William Weller is always good, handy, pretty good each year. Some years are better than others. Eagle Rare 17, I heard, is very good this year. We'll see. But those are the only 2 I really care about trying this year: the Hazmat, George C. Stagg, and the new Colonel Taylor. But I got to say, I'm really excited to try the single Rickhouse Camp Nelson E. We'll see how that stands up. Could that be the release of the year for Wild Turkey, or is it still going to be Beacon? We'll see what happens. Amy Chicago-Lander is going to run this Friday. Okay. Do you know if you have any reviews of that Corbin Cash rye you mentioned in your latest video? Kurt Williams, those were picks. I don't normally do reviews of picks, but I could tell you Corbin Cash rye is an extremely delicious rye whiskey. If you haven't had it yet, seek it out. I promise you. The old boy, 433 in chat. Yes, please hit the like button. All right, let's get into this rye here. We still have 447 people watching. This is awesome. It's been a great night. I'm so glad I went live tonight with you guys, honestly. Yeah, Corbin Cash is fire. If you've never heard or tried Corbin Cash, I'm telling you, you will be super impressed. I think Corbin Cash and the flavor profile that they use perfectly can go against Tanyard Hill for sure. Woodford is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Thank you, Tim Hensley. That's true. All right, let's get into this Woodford Reserve. Again, provided by the Bourbon Road podcast. Please subscribe to them wherever you get your podcasts. Okay. Minty. It's a little minty. Lemon peel. I get mint, lemon. Yeah, our Corbin Cash pick that we did is almost has it's like 138, 139 proof. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Jay from Shared Pour Take, he's done a bunch of picks of it. It's ridiculous stuff. I would seek it out if you guys have never had it yet. Wesley Forte. Cheers, Jason. What's your opinion on Barrel House's Rock Castle? Haven't had that yet, Wesley Forte. Not sure what that is. Why can't JD Tanner Hill at 69 be the new line in the sand for whiskey value? I mean, it could, but the problem is, G-Man, is that most folks, unfortunately, will never see it at $69.99. Or I'm sorry, $79.99. That is the issue. Oh, yeah. Before we log off tonight, are we getting Blendageddon? Yes. Next week, all the details for Blendageddon 2025/2026 will be announced. So if you guys have been working on blends, Blendageddon, we have the announcement will be happening next week. So stay tuned for that. Big announcement next week for Blendageddon coming soon. You need to try Rock Castle, says Bonding Over Bourbon. Okay. Something to yeah, Bonding Over Bourbon. If you have a sample of this stuff that you're saying is legit, send it over. Did you do a review of the Penelope 13 yet? No, I still haven't gotten a bottle of that. I haven't been able to. Unfortunately, when I was out of town this weekend for the Blitz, that's when Penelope 13 dropped here in Ohio, so I missed it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to try to get a sample somewhere. Nathan says I'm submitting Drum Key debut as my blend. Dude, if you do the Drum Key blend as a blend, you might win. Okay. Tastes young. It tastes young. So 125.1 proof, 53% rye, $130 for this, a 700 milliliter bottle. I'm so glad I didn't buy this bottle. I mean, this is a good high proof Kentucky rye, but there's nothing. To me, this is a $60 bottle. 130 is way too high for this. It's got all the sweet attributes you want from a Kentucky rye. There's some great caramel vanilla here. There's a lot of spice. There's some good whatchamacallit, some good mintiness, some black pepper. But I mean, $130 for this doesn't do it for me. I think Woodford is betting on the proof point and the fact that they've never released something like this to be the selling point. And I totally get it. It definitely gets people interested, but it's just there's a youthful quality to it that I'm picking up that I just don't dig. I just don't. No. Sorry, I thought I had it. I thought I had it on hand here. It's somewhere in this whiskey room. The best thing that Woodford has put out in years is this year's 12-year, 130. What is it? 138 proof. That Chocolate Whisper. Even though the name is awful, that is the best shit that they've ever put out. This is non-age stated, high proof, mediocre stuff. It just doesn't hit, man. Especially having the Tannered Hill today. It doesn't even hold a candle to it. Nope. Tastes young. That's a young freaking rye whiskey that they are throwing in that bottle at high proof. I would be surprised if that rye is more than 5 years old. Honestly, it tastes young. Nope. That's a freaking skip at $130. Come on, Woodford. You're killing me. How do you put out the Chocolate Whisper and then you come back with that? Yeah, no. No way. No fucking way. Skip it. Guys, don't just walk on by. Walk on by. And again, Brown Foreman, right? Old Forester, Woodford Reserve, Jack Daniels. The Jack Daniels barrel proof single barrel ryes that are on the shelf are 8, 9 years old. Completely annihilate that. Like, what is Woodford doing? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't think I'll ever understand it. I really. I heard if you blend Woodford and 291, the gates of hell open. David, I don't think you can pay me enough money to do that blend. Holy shit. I just chocolate whispered all over that bottle. That is awful. Nope. No, thank you. That's what kills me. You have oh, it's just so not good. I don't like it. Oh my gosh. Is that it? Are we done? I've gone through everything tonight. Except here we go. This is going to make everything all better. Oh my god. Here it is, guys. That's right. You see it. Age 19 years, 138.2 proof of a Heaven Hill deliciousness. I'm not selling this bottle. Let's go. Let's open it. Can I open this shit? Oh my god. Oh, the wax is strong. Good thing I worked out today. Holy shit. The Whiskey Saint, was that grabbed from... I don't know. Wait, what the fuck? 19 year? That's right. People saying over oaked need to live a little. I can't. My fingers are sliding here. I'm gonna need to maybe use my shirt here. Is that the right way? Nope. Holy shit! I can't get this open. Some fucking heavy wax on this shit. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay. Oh my god. There it is. It's open. Wait, somebody hey, Ludwig is here. First, you can't read, now you can open the bottle. I'm starting to get worried. I'm good. I got it. That bottle is so good, it's not even fair. Okay. Oh my god. So I got to taste this a little bit at the Barstown Blitz. Look at the color of this, guys. Of course, you have this beautiful woman right here, laying down on the back of a car or on a horse or someone's crotch. I'm not really sure what she's doing. Maybe she's laying on someone's beaver. I don't know what's happening. But here's the color of the Heaven Hill 19. Look at that shit. Oh my god. Come on. I was just gifted a Little Book Chapter 9. How good is it? Little Book Chapter 9. Which one was Chapter 9? I can't remember which one was Chapter 9. Get that hipster girl out of the shot. Oh my gosh. Okay. What do you want me to compare this to for like a whiskey of the year type of thing here? Is it Beacon? Is it, where are we going with this? I have 2 empty glasses left. What am I comparing this to? Before we close out the night here, guys. Where are we going? Heaven Hill 17. Oh, Heaven Hill 17. That's a good one. Okay, I'll pull that down. Knob 21 Knob Creek JG isn't gonna. That's not even get close to this. Remember, this is 138.2 proof. You think a 100 proof Knob Creek 21 is gonna come close to this? I'm not even wasting KC 21 on this. There's no way. Tanyard Hill, Oakley, JD 14. All right, I'm gonna do Heaven Hill 17. And I'm going to do JD 14. Oakley will best it out. Tanyard Hill's a rye. I don't want to put this against a rye. Russell's 15 or Raven. That's where I was going. Okay. Let's do that. Russell's 15. This is how you close out the night, guys. And what was the other one? Should I do? Don't do that to the Raven. Four Roses LE will fall flat. Should I do the Heaven Hill 17 or should I do what was the other one I was thinking of? Shit. I don't think Beacon will hold up either. What else can I put this against? Yeah, I'll do H817. Okay. I do not have much of this left. That's all I got left of this bottle. I'm so sad. Oh my gosh, this is the best. It's the best night ever. All right, guys, here we are. This is what we've come to. Heaven Hill 19, 138.2 proof versus Russell's 15 versus Heaven Hill 17. Here we go. This does not suck. I do wish I had the CNE to put against it, but Justin, maybe we can do that next week. Okay, we'll figure it out. What a damn lineup. Hey, I'm just here to throw shit out, says JG. Yeah, let's look at the colors here for all three of these. Look at that. How dark is the Heaven Hill? Wait, which one am I looking at? Oh my God, the 19. That might be the darkest one of the lot. Heaven Hill 15 is close. Heaven Hill 17 might be slightly the lightest. Add the 18-year Elkwood? Yeah, sure, why not? So this is the 18-year Barton. All right. We are good. Good thing I took my hangover gummies tonight. All right, let's do this. Let's finish out the night, guys. Let's finish it out strong. Let's see what we got. All right, the Heaven Hill 19. I just want to kind of give you my first thoughts here real quick. Oh, my God. I am not blending these, Emmanuel. No effing way am I blending these. These are too good on their own. Oh. It's like blackberry fudge and oak. Holy shit. Top 5 moments from the Blitz. Jeffrey Wack showing up with his Macho Man outfit. That's number 5. Number 4 is Girth Brooks showing up with his Ric Flair robe, going woo everywhere he went. Number 3, probably the Rick House at night at Heaven Hill with all the dessert going on. Number 2, the Penelope blending event that we did that week. So on Thursday, we had a Penelope event that we did where we picked 3 different teams, came in and did a community blend for the Master Journey Whiskey Club, where they all competed to make the best blend of 4 different components, hand selected by Danny Polisi at Penelope. And we blended a killer blend. The winning team just did a fantastic job. Darrell was on that team. Darrell Stewart, of course, the 2-time champion of Blendageddon, was on that team. He blended, and their team ended up winning the contest. And then let's see, number one, I think for me, it's always the bottle share. The bottle share night on Friday night. The amount of people seeing everybody that never met each other before, that maybe only know each other virtually through either chat or through Discord, seeing them all together and meeting each other for the first time, and smoking cigars and trying different whiskeys. That was my favorite part. That's always my favorite part every year. Oh, man. Blackberry and fudge. Oak. Molasses. There's such a huge, like, Madagascar vanilla type note here. This thing is ridiculous. This thing is angry and dark, and it's like Darth Vader, like, made a Heaven Hill whiskey. Oh, holy shit. That is so good. The amount of fruit that's on there, the dark fruit that's on that whiskey, is insane. I get like blackberry. I think I picked up like apple butter in there. It's like, it's so dense and dark and rich. The cinnamon, the blackberry, the like that roasted fig note that's in there. Holy shit, that's good. Dude, that Heaven Hill 19 is stupid. It's dumb stupid. I think it's better than a Tanyard Hill. It's got more layers to it. Oh, okay. How am I going to explain that cost, says Ben Singer. The pumpkin spice Malort is hard. No, and this is coming from a Chicagoan. Russell's 15. You know, I got to say they're pretty close. I think the Russell's 15, the biggest difference between the Russell 15 and the Heaven Hill is the Russell 15 has a little bit more of like that old school funk to it, where it almost gives you like a dusty bourbon type of feel to it versus the Heaven Hill 19. I need a top 5 Doritos flavors on a future episode. I don't think I've had that many Doritos. Like my favorite's always going to be Cool Ranch. Yeah, the turkey funk on the Russell's 15, which gives it almost a dusty note to it, I think is what makes people love Russell's 15 so much. I don't think the Heaven Hill 19 has that, but what the Heaven Hill does have is just this really dark, rich fruit layer to it. That's just incredible. Ooh. So it's kind of interesting coming off the 15, the Heaven Hill 17 all of a sudden has like more of an oak char punch to it, where it's not as sweet as these two. It's not as fruit forward, but the oak and the oak char and the oak spice on the Heaven Hill 17 is definitely more forward than what you get in these two. So Man, and I always thought that the Heaven Hill 17 was like just like the perfect balance of sweet and oak. But when you're coming off of these two, the oak is more prominent, which is interesting. The way I'm babysitting my HH17, says Matthew Gardner. Yeah, dude, I don't blame you. This is such a special bottle. I might have to grab another one of these on Unicorn, maybe. It's so good. And then the Elkwood. So now we're getting into the Barton. I tell you what, the Barton is kind of somewhere in between the 19 and the Russell's 15. I don't know. It kind of works. Yeah, no, coming off of these three, this comes off way more medicinal. Almost, this is going to sound bad, but almost like polyurethane. There's a polyurethane note I'm getting in that Elkwood coming off of these three that these three do not have. It comes off a little bit more acidic, a little bit more man, it smells like a fresh coat of paint almost. I know that sounds weird. When I had this on its own, it's amazing. It's such a good pick. But coming off of these three, this actually gives you a little bit more of a wow, that's crazy. It's that cherry medicinal note that Barton can give you at that age. And coming off of these three, it really gets pushed to the forefront. Russell Reserve 15 keeps the belt. I don't know, man. I think it's still between these two. This is third. This is fourth. It pains me to say this, but I think I like the Heaven Hill 19 the most. Holy shit, it's good. The Heaven Hill 19 has everything you love about the Russell's 15 without the turkey funk. And I think the turkey funk is what makes the Russell's 15 like up here. But that Heaven Hill 19 is such a special whiskey. It's stupid how good that whiskey is. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, Cam, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Cam, do you like this more than the Russell's 15? I'm curious. Russell's 15 needs to be 130 plus proof to compare. Dude, the Heaven Hill 19 is so stupid. Yes, dude. He does like it more than Russell 15. You know what gets me is the amount of dark fruit that's on that Heaven Hill 19 is special. It's a special whiskey. This could be the whiskey of the year right here. And it sucks because this is really hard to get, but it is a very, very special bourbon. Okay. With that, I think I've drank enough tonight. I think I went through everything I had to go through tonight. Going to call it a night, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I wasn't going to go live tonight, but I just had too much whiskey to go through. Keep on the lookout for my Russell's single Rickhouse Camp Nelson E review, which I think should be tomorrow. If it comes too late, it might be Friday, but keep an eye out for it in the next couple days. Like I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Love all you guys. Thanks for all the beaver jokes tonight. I really appreciate that. And with all that said, we'll see you guys here next week on the Master and Drum. Love all of you. And I'm going to enjoy these pours tonight. Hope you guys sleep good tonight. Cheers.